If you'd love to make more time for creativity and use it as a way to feel more present and connected to yourself, but you just really struggle to fit it into everyday life, then this is for you. In this beginner friendly tutorial, I'm going to guide you through 3 mindful drawing activities that are small enough to fit into those kind of tiny pockets of time in your day, using materials that are small enough to carry with you in your pocket. These creative practices can be done anywhere. It could be on the bus or during your lunch break or waiting in the car. Basically, wherever you might find yourself naturally just reaching for your phone. Through these tiny creative moments, you'll learn how drawing can help you slow down, notice more, and reconnect with your creativity without needing lots of time, space, or materials. All you need is a small sketchbook, ideally something small enough that you can carry in your pocket, a pen, and a few spare minutes. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Mel. I'm an artist and educator, and I help people connect with their creativity in ways that feel joyful, personal, and importantly, realistic for normal life. So grab your supplies, get comfortable, and let's begin. We're going to start with an exercise I call a doodle library. So, a doodle library is just very simply a collection of simple marks, shapes, textures, and patterns that you can build up over time and return to whenever you draw. The idea is really simple. Instead of starting from a blank page every time, you are gradually building up this kind of bank of shapes and textures and ideas so that each time you have a few moments to spare, you're not just having to think of something from scratch, but you've already got shapes that you can work with. So, to begin, open your sketchbook and just start exploring small, easy marks. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You might try things like simple geometric shapes, dots, lines, or other tiny marks. As you do this, I want you to just really slow down and notice what is around you and draw inspiration from it. Now, for example, I could just pick up something like I've got some pens here. So rather than just thinking about a simple circle shape, which I've already got, if I look at the end of my pen, I can see that there's a circle with a kind of small rectangle joined to it. And actually, if you start looking at everyday objects in a kind of new way, you're just looking for shapes here, you can actually start to notice there's actually quite a lot in just very simple, mundane objects around you. So, for example, there's this kind of window in the pen lid, which has kind of got this sort of flared rectangle to it. And then there's this also sort of tiered shape here that I might include. I can see the pen nib inside, so I might include something like that. And I'm also kind of enjoying the kind of curved shape of the sort of, I don't know what you call that bit, the metal bit of the pen. So just from this one like super simple object, I found a few more shapes that I maybe wouldn't have thought of before. So I've got a few other things. So for example, I have a few pens that have got sort of different ends that I might take as inspiration. And remember, this is like kind of think of it as a visual brainstorm. So it doesn't need to be realistic. You can simplify, you can exaggerate. We're just using our surroundings, things that are around us, to kind of inspire and help us to come up with more and more shapes. This isn't about drawing anything perfectly, it's about observing, simplifying, and collecting. Think of it as building your own visual language, and at the same time, we're practicing mindfully observing our surroundings, looking at things we often overlook in a new way, and using that as inspiration for future drawings. So spend just a few minutes filling up a page or two with these kinds of doodles, and just taking inspiration from things that are around you. Don't overthink it. You can come back to this page as often as you like. It's actually a really lovely way of recording around you. Whenever you take this little book out with you, and you have a few moments, just whip it out and think, well, what shapes can I see around me? And that is a really lovely way of mindfully observing your surroundings. For this next exercise, I'm going to give you a simple prompt: connect. So you could choose to connect one or more than one shape from your doodle library, and you could connect them together either in a kind of random fashion or in a more uniform way, whatever feels right for you, your shapes, and the way that you draw. Now, you could try a few small variations out first just to see kind of what feels good. And then once you land on something, then you could begin to repeat it and expand it. If you're not really sure where to start, just follow along with me and then you'll gradually get the idea, and you can apply it to your own shapes and your own doodle library. So I really love these kind of double circle shapes here. So I'm going to start with those. That's my prompt. And so I'm going to just start by keeping them plain. I might add those little decorative bits later. And how I'm going to connect them is all sorts of different ways that you could connect your shapes, but I'm just going to sort of organically connect them like this, as if they're almost like molecules that are connected together. So when I draw a third one, it will connect to both of them. One of the reasons I think this works so well is that from a mindful perspective, it's giving my brain just a little bit of work to do and something to think about, which keeps it here in the present moment and stops it from wandering off. So, this small sense of structure gently keeps me engaged with what I'm doing. It's a really simple way of just nudging your attention back into the present without effort or pressure. Now, the lovely thing about drawing in this way, especially when it's a kind of random kind of composition like this, is that you can decide how long you want to do it for, and it can feel relatively finished. So you could do something quite small on the page and leave it like this, or you could continue and you could fill the whole sketchbook page. So visually, both approaches work really well. I love the sort of organic shape in the middle of a page, and I also love having that kind of pattern filling a whole page of a sketchbook. So they both look great. And the other great thing about it is that once you've kind of started, it's super easy to just put this down if you've just run out of time and then come back to it in another small pocket of time and just carry on where you left off. So you can sort of continue adding to it as your pattern naturally grows. So it's because I'm having to connect these shapes together. That's the thing that is keeping my mind really present and engaged with what I'm doing. If I was just drawing random circles on the page and they weren't connected together, I don't know if it would keep me as present. I think I'd probably start, my brain's very busy and it wanders off and thinks about all sorts and to-do lists and what's for dinner. And I just feel like the fact that I'm having to think about how each of these is connecting with the shapes near it, it's just giving me enough to do to keep my mind active on the drawing and not thinking about other things. For this final exercise, the prompt is breathe. So start by just going back to your doodle library and choosing one simple shape or mark. It could be something that you enjoyed making or something that feels interesting to repeat or develop further. I recommend choosing something really simple to begin with. So not a shape that's got lots of different parts to it. So for example, I'm going to have a look on my page here. I'm going to choose one of these kind of simple sort of arc shapes that they kind of morph into an oval. So that might happen, or it might keep a flat bottom. And then I'm going to bring that shape onto a new page. So what I want you to do is just repeat that shape a few times. Now, as you do that, just bring your attention to your breath. You're not trying to change it, you're just trying to bring your awareness to how it feels to be breathing in and out as you draw the shape. So what we're going to begin to experiment with is trying to make our drawing and our breath connect. Now, there are a few different ways that we can try this depending on your shape. So the first thing that I'm going to try is just slowing down my drawing to try and sync it in tune with my breath. So for example, I'm going to draw one shape on an inhale and one shape on an exhale. I could see how it feels if I slow down even further and just draw one shape for a full inhale and exhale. So just try practicing that a few times. It might feel a bit strange at first because it does take a little bit of wrangling to try and get your drawing and your breathing syncing up. And sometimes you kind of need to adjust either the size of the shape that you're drawing or the speed at which you're drawing it to make that happen. Now, the last thing that we want is for you to get out of breath. So try not to kind of adjust your breathing or breathe more quickly or anything like that. Just try and make the speed of your drawing sync with your breathing. I'm noticing in my example of my shape that if I actually take that straight edge out and just simplify my shape into a curved oval shape, it's actually working much better. It feels like I'm able to sync them more. So have a think about whether there's anything that you could change about your shape that would make it feel more natural and more fluid to go with your breath if you're just tweaking it a little bit. So another approach to this prompt and syncing your breathing with your drawing is to have a think about the size of your shape and also the speed at which you feel comfortable drawing, because sometimes it may be that you can draw several shapes with an inhale and several with an exhale. So for example, I'm going to aim to draw 3 shapes quicker with an inhale and 3 with an exhale and see how that kind of feels. So for me, that approach feels a bit more natural than slowing my drawing right down. What we're trying to do here is, again, it's trying to keep your mind present with the drawing. Now, you'll probably be aware of, lots of traditional mindfulness techniques. They encourage us to focus on the breath. Now, I find that incredibly hard because my brain likes to just wander off when I'm doing that. So I can do it for, I don't know, 30 seconds or a minute, and then my brain is somewhere else. Whereas if I have this kind of physical focus of drawing that I'm syncing in tune with my breathing, it's really helpful to just anchor my attention in my breath without it being too complicated or overthinking. And it's a really lovely way to encourage mindfulness alongside drawing. So I'm just going to try that a few more times to see if I can get into a bit of a rhythm with it. So once you hit on something that feels like it works for you, whether it's slowing down your drawing to sync it with your breath, or repeating several shapes with an inhale and with an exhale, just try working with that and repeat it for a couple of minutes and just see how you feel. Just notice how your body feels. Can you feel yourself relaxing, for example? Do you notice that you're naturally starting to slow down your breathing, for example? That can be a really interesting side effect of syncing your drawing with your breath, which actually can lead to helping you to feel a bit more calm as well. You're not trying to create something finished here, you're just exploring what it feels like to draw in rhythm with your breath, using something you've already made as your starting point. So, as with the previous exercise, this is a fantastic small mindful drawing activity that you can dip in and out of in those tiny pockets of time that you might find in your day. Even just having literally 2 minutes to spend on this can be such a great way to calm your mind and just reconnect with your creativity. I hope that you enjoyed these 3 tiny acts of mindful drawing and that you might revisit them throughout your week to help create small moments of creativity and presence, even on busy days. If you enjoyed this way of drawing, then I think you might love my free Mindful Mobiles workbook. It's full of simple, calming, pattern-based drawing exercises that you can use to unwind, practice mindfulness, and create your own beautiful hanging work of art, or just enjoy them as gentle sketchbook prompts whenever you need one. If you would like a copy, you can grab it for free at the link below. Until next time, take care, keep drawing, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.